Welcome everyone to v8sonline's live coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series. Coverage proudly presented by V8 Supercars Fan Group, V8 Online Superstore and Direct Clutch Services. Jay Kennedy once again in the host chair tonight for round 10 from Barber Motorsports Park. And for the first time in the V8 Supercar series, Clayton Brooks joining me tonight. G'day Brooksy.
G'day Jay, g'day everyone. Super pumped to watch this race. This is going to be a cracker of a race.
Yeah, cannot wait for this one. One of my favourite tracks ever. Disappointed I'm not out there driving, but it's going to be a fantastic race tonight. Really looking forward to this one. Definitely
one of the best tracks iRacing have.
Yeah, probably the most underused track. 3 years since we've raced here in the V8 Supercar Series. Cannot wait for this one. It's going to be very, very tough. Got our man that will have all the info from inside all the team garages. Our V8 Online insider, Reese Gardner's here tonight as well. G'day, Reese.
G'day, Jay. G'day, Brooksy. G'day, everyone. Yeah, from what I've heard, it looks like it's going to be a flat-out race. Pitting, as far as I'm aware, and it's certainly going to be harder, tough on the tyres because Barber Motorsports Park is a bucking, diving, twisting, and turning circuit. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
You love it too, though, Reese. You love it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Race preview on screen at the moment. So, 15 turns around about this 3.6k circuit. 25 laps will be a 91k race, so there shouldn't be any need to worry about fuel, considering there's very, very small amounts of 100% throttle around this track.
Yeah, Reese touched on it. The rear left-hand tyre especially gets a real workout around here.
Run through the qualifying results. Sorry, the starting grid. Madison down, will start from pole position. John Emerson, great job in that final qualifying session just to pull that lap from nowhere, really unexpected. He'll start from P2. Josh Muggleton in third. Just Pip, Justin Ruckier, not quite close enough to get that spot. Brent Brookman, great to see him back out on track. He'll start from 5th position. Vale Richards in 6th. John Kelly will start from 7th. John Latham in 8th. Lee Day in 9th. And Lee Ellis in 10th. Over the page, Tobias Caserny, Wayne Tolley, Marlon McMullen, James McKnight, Leighton Fine, Richard Hunter, Simon Black, Mitch Averill, Dave Oliver, Scott Gray, Wayne Hewitt, Mitch Bolton, Marty Atkins, and Christian Zio Bush. I'm sure I've messed that up, as I always do with other names, so go me.
I'll give it to you, that was a tough one though.
Yeah, I know. This is why I stay away from the Grand Am series, mate. I can't say the names. We're not far away from this session. Race getting underway about 30 seconds before the drivers start to grid up. We're already seeing a few guys crashing in practice too, which is a bit unusual.
Yeah, looks like a few of them this time this week they've put fuel in it and it's coming to grips with how the car feels like.
Lee Day's just put it into the fence. Renz Brookman's put it into the fence, but he hasn't done any practice at all. Yeah, did one little bit of practice earlier in the week, did one qualifying session, and then forgot all about the race until this morning. So, he's out there having a go. What we want to see. Here we go. Warm-up is done. Drivers are about to get onto the grid, and this will be a great race. Who's your money on?
Has to be Madison. A full 1.5 tenths quicker than second place there in John Emerson. If he gets a good start, I can see him just holding that position and running away with it, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to whether he can get it off the line. If he doesn't get it off the line very well and someone else does, a lot of trouble, but it's his race to lose this one. Drivers start to grid up. We're not far away from this race getting underway. Looking forward to this one. This will be fantastic tonight. Race we've been waiting 3 years to do. Barber Motorsport Park finally back on the schedule. Drivers now on the grid. Waiting for one more car. Now we're all on the grid. Here we go. Lights Now coming up, revs rise. We're underway. Barber Motorsport Park, v8 cars. Great stuff down, and Muggleton looking to make a move on Emerson. You'll go around the outside.
The Muggo got the best start of the top four there, but he just wasn't getting grip when he goes through turn one.
Oh, side by side through turn 4 doesn't work. They'll make it work though. Here comes Justin looking to get a move on Emerson. In control through turn 4, sorry, through turn 5. Look at the gap Madison's already managed to pull on Muggleton.
Been a clean first half of the lap there from the entire field.
Yep. Bit of a committed route, Dave Oliver up the inside. Diamond Black, and it's getting a bit messy back in the pack there. Hunter, oh, I think he might have a penalty. He's trying to clear because he's going rather slow in comparison to the other guys around him.
I can't see any damage on the car. It looked like he may have got a cut track through the S-bend.
We're back in the line there at the front, though. Madison down. Already a second of a gap. Back to Josh Muggleton in second position. This race will go very quick tonight, only 25 laps in length. Sprint racing definitely goes very, very quick in this series.
Marty Atkins has gone off at turn 5. A great start from 24th up to 19th, but he's dropped right back now.
Diamond Black back there actually, I think. Identical cars makes it a bit hard. Diamond Black definitely off the track there, unfortunately.
Sorry, I got the cars wrong.
That's alright, I've done it many times before, mate. You're allowed to have one a race. Myself and Sam Man decided that a long time ago. One a race, that's all you get. There's a couple of guys been away from the series for a couple of weeks. Ren's only raced one race so far this season, and Bale had a couple of weeks away. Ren's has actually been devastated that he's been working what would now be Monday lunchtime over in the Netherlands, so he hasn't been able to race his V8 supercar for a while, but back out on track tonight, which is good to see.
Ren's and Vale have both got the two LMR cars of John Latham and Sean Kelly hunting them.
Kelly almost had a look up the inside of Richness there. That's this battle at the front. The gap at the line was 9/10 of a second. It's now back into about 7/10 of a second. So Muggleton closed a little bit of time back half of this third lap. Sorry, the front half of this third lap.
Top four blokes all did 25.4s that last lap. It's unbelievable pace for a heavy fuel car.
Only a second off Madison's pole time, which is amazing. Emerson, fastest guy on track at the moment. Pine and McKnight having a great battle back here. This is 14th and 15th. The first driver in the pit, Scott Gray, something's happened to him, not sure. Happened with him.
Leighton Fine was unfortunately caught up in that accident at Twin Ring Motegi last week, but he'll be hoping for a better night tonight.
Oh, that wasn't an accident, that was mayhem, mate. a touch in between Riches. Brookman. Renz will not be happy.
Gonna have a look back now.
Oh! Riches
Wales
into
gone.
the grass, and he'll get a penalty for that, so he might have to slow down and let Brookman through here. Oh! Here comes Brookman. There's the move back done again. Well, Kelly now looking to get this done on... Oh! Sorry, Brooksy.
You're right, I was about to say Kelly and John Latham will be looking to take advantage of that situation too, but Vale seems to have been get going again.
This battle pack now has turned into a 6, 7, 8 car battle with Alice, Dagan, Zerny, Tolly, and even McMullen now closing up onto the back of this pack. The top 4 are away.
This is exactly what I was hoping for, Jay.
Yeah, this is what we like to see in these sprint rounds. All or nothing in this race.
I know the feeling, you get stuck in one of these trains and the frustration builds lap after lap after lap, and
Kelly looking up the inside of Riches.
Towards the end of it.
It's actually helping Brookman. Riches having Kelly behind. Renzel has managed to pull a little bit of a gap. Comes Leighton managed to get ahead. James McKnight, but McKnight gets a spot back. Oh,
Leighton finds around.
Oh, a little bit of a touch from Mitch Abril. And Marty Atkins almost off into the grass to avoid it. Oh, look. Got very messy there. On board with Abril, a little bit of a touch from Abril into the back. Fine, and then a second touch.
Yeah, he got him twice there. He tried to get out of it. Really nowhere for Abril to go there.
Definitely not intentional. Unlucky racing incident into a really tough part of the track. We're now second ahead of Riches. Got a tiny little bit of a gap on Kelly. Dave and Zerny, they're the guys that are racing now. And Alice as well. Go back up to the front though. Madison down now 1.4 seconds ahead. Sorry, Brooksy.
I was going to say the 3 behind second, third and fourth. They're not letting Madison get away. But I feel they might get in their own battle, which will let Madison skip away. Emerson's actually closed back up again on Muggo. He let him get a couple of tenths further away than what he is now, but it's down to 0.4 of a second, the gap between second and third. Oh, big moment for Emerson. I believe we're already 7 laps in, Brooksy. Race is nearly a third done. It goes quick.
I'll have to speak to the powers that be and get an Enduro here next time.
Oh yeah, that'd be
fantastic track.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's penciled in for an Enduro if it makes it next season, but who knows, things could change. Last lap around out of the top 4 drivers. Madison down the fastest, then Justin was second fastest, Emerson next, and Muggleton was the slowest out of the top 4 drivers. The second, third and fourth is definitely still up for grabs.
It may just come down to who has the... Oh, as Muggo runs wide out of the S's, this is going to get Emerson right up behind now.
Justin almost ran off as well.
It was probably
easy to make a mistake.
Muggo go off.
Got a bit too excited too early. Just shows how difficult this track is, how technical it is, and how easy it is to make a mistake. Saw in the hot lap. Now pre-race show, Madison showed how quickly that corner you run out of road off the edge. Again, Emerson the fastest out of this group of three that we're watching.
Yeah, he's really applying the pressure, but as a season campaign, I don't think that will worry him too much. We mentioned before the race, it's all about track position, and that's exactly what Muggo's got at the moment.
Might go to race
will come
Gardner
down out of
pits.
these.
Sorry, Brooksy, you go to race in the pits.
Yeah, guys. Not much has been happening so far. Everyone's been really concentrating very hard and mostly remaining silent. But my TTR spy guy for the Tats.com guys, he said that all quiet is all quiet in the TTR channel. Everyone concentrating hard. But on one of the previous laps, Madison Down had his game freeze for a second on the back straight. So, not too sure what the implication is there, but other than that, it's mostly just been people discussing anti-roll bar adjustments.
Interesting, having game freeze, that's usually more terminal than the internet issues Madison normally gets, so that's quite scary.
Indeed.
Very lucky that it happened on a straight for him too, not in a corner.
Yeah, that's what our equivalent of a gearbox failure, or lost a gear there for a second.
Got Tobias all over the back of lead days, still trying to keep up with Lee Ellis.
Tobias might get a move down here into turn one. Will. Oh, side by side to the two. Oh, that was close, and here comes Wayne Tolley. He'll have a look up the inside of Tobias. No. Great racing there by those three guys.
Lee drifted back a bit last week, but informed after the race that he actually started with qualifying tyre pressures, so I'm sure he's rectified that this week. And yeah, his race pace is good usually.
Like driving around in a pair of ice skates, wouldn't it?
Pretty much by the end of it, yeah. He didn't have much underneath him.
Go back to, this is 16th and 17th, Mitch Averill, Leighton fine. There's a little bit of damage to the front of Averill's car, you can see from the little tap he gave Leighton coming into turn 7, 8, 9. Look, the race has settled a little bit, 10 laps in, 9 laps in, lap 10 of 25.
Everyone seems to have got a feel for their car and what they've got underneath. They're sizing up the guys around them. I don't expect it to stay this calm for the entire race, that's for sure.
I think this is the calm before the storm. It's going to be on. I think with 10 laps to go or less, it's going to be on here. The guys definitely catching their breath while they get a chance before it's on. Oh. If we go back to second, third, fourth, Emerson and Muggleton take very, very different lines through the exit of turn 9 and almost contact between them. Emerson's definitely trying to get this spot as quickly as he can too. Again, another corner where they're both taking very, very different lines through 15. Being such a wide track, even though it's hard to pass, there's so many different lines which really, really changes the complexion of the track.
While second, third and fourth are battling, Madison's checked out to a 3.1 second lead.
Oh. Close with Emerson, almost into the back of Muggleton. They're coming up the hill at turn 4, how loose the car gets. Emerson, 2 wheels in the grass.
Oh.
here comes Justin. Tried to get around the outside, so they had a good run into turn 7.
How would Muggo be feeling right now, having the likes John Emerson and Justin Ruggiero hot on his bumper, knowing one little mistake and 2 positions are gone?
I don't know which would be worse. I think last week it'd actually be easy in comparison to this. At least last week he had his teammate right on his bumper. He knew that there wasn't going to be anything too crazy happen. But this week, these guys are all battling for championship. Emerson still trying to consolidate himself and try and get himself into the top 5. Go back. This is 7th, 8th. 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, sorry. Brookman's lost a bit of time and Rich is now right up behind him again.
Sean Kelly is really good under brakes here. He's closing up pretty much every corner. He's closing right up on the back of Vale Riches.
Almost got into the back of Riches there into 1. He was a little bit later on the brakes. I don't think he expected Riches to brake quite where he did. Turn 4 is where we're going to see some action coming up towards the end of this race. So as the guys starting to push that extra little bit harder to get a position or hold their opponents off. We're back near the front. This is 3rd and 4th. Emerson. And look who's right on his tail now. Justin Ruggier looking to get this position done.
In between qualifying and the race, I ran down to the garage and had a chat to Justin. He hasn't been able to do as many laps as he'd like this week, but he made a setup change from the race earlier, and that seems to be paying off at the moment.
Early race tonight, 1-2 for Tats.com Racing. Justin starting in 2nd position. He wasn't able to get off the line. Madison and Muggo took the 1-2. Go to race in the pits again.
Well, Muggo runs wide.
Sorry, Muggo, yeah.
Ran wide at turn 1, still maintain that 2nd spot.
A little bit of a mistake from this extra pressure. He's getting ahead. How do you race?
Yeah, guys. Remember how I was saying before that most of the people were silent in the pits?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's continued to be that way, and I've just been sitting here just trying to listen for anything at all. I just can't help thinking, come on guys, say something, please, just to make my job that little bit easier. But in the void of silence, Renz Brookman, currently running in 5th place with a small train of cars forming behind him, he just pipes up and goes, I'm bored. That's all he said. That's all he said.
Oh, we love Renz. And Vale, he's actually managed to pull a bit of a gap, Brookman over Riches, so that was very strange. They were all bunched up. Yep, actually Riches has lost 2 spots to Kelly and Lathan.
Yeah, down into turn 5. Just looking now, he's got a real loose under brakes and he's pretty much turned it around to avoid hitting Renz.
Oh, and almost cleaned up from Latham. And also Alice as well, so a bit of a strange mistake there from Riches. Well, let's see if we can go back to 3rd and 4th. Look how close this battle is now.
Seems to be seesawing a little bit, the 2nd, 3rd and 4th. 1 minute they're on Muggo, then they drop back a little and they come back at him again.
Oh, here comes Justin. He's up the inside. He's in the wrong spot though. He needs to be on the outside at the exit there to try and get the inside into the next corner. I think he's got too much wheel spin as well. Mistakes starting to creep in with these 2nd, 3rd and 4th drivers. So this is going to be on here very, very soon between these guys. They move.
I was going to mention, Jay, the tension between the 3, you can really tell in their driving style at the moment.
All while this is happening, Madison down 4.6 second lead. Running away with it once again. Really putting a hand on the Championship Cup.
What was he paying? $1? Was it?
Go through the gains and losses. not a big amount of gains and losses in this race. Mitch April gained 3 spots. Marty Atkins gaining 5. Mitchell Bolton gaining 3. Richard Hunter losing 4. As is Simon Black and Scott Gray. So not a big amount of movers and shakers like we would normally see in a sprint round, which is good to see. We haven't seen the carnage that we normally would. Go back to P13 and 14, McMullen and McKnight. Must be the Scottish section of the track. That was a bad joke, wasn't it?
I got it.
Yeah. Dale's put a little bit of a gap now. Can't keep our eyes on this off this battle though, Brooksy.
Ruggy is all over the back of John Emerson now. I wonder if John's setup starting to go. He might have been pushing a little bit too hard behind Muggo and might have worn those tyres a little bit too early, too quick.
Yeah, the gap between Muggleton and Emerson out to just over a second now at the line. On a second, sorry. Interesting what I'm noticing too. Probably 3 laps away and we'll start to see some lap traffic. So 10 laps to go, lap traffic could play a part in this as well.
Yeah. I was going to mention Muggo and Justin are going to be real tight between them in this championship for the second spot. So this, if Justin can get past John, it's going to help him a lot in the championship.
Reese Gardner in the pits again.
Yeah, guys, I've been listening in a bit more on TeamSpeak, and Ren's I'm Bored Brookman may have something to keep him interested presently. Sean Kelly and John Latham of Lazy Man Racing have caught up to him, and they've been told by the chiefs at Lazy Man Racing that they are faster than him. So I don't know, things might be getting a bit more difficult for our resident Euro.
There's a battle going on for... Sorry, I was going to say 23rd and 24th on track. Christian and Scott Gray. There's a real good battle through the final sector there. It's 2 wide the whole way.
Scott Gray actually has got the position, so he's gone from last to second last. It's where the World Championship always is, as we know. Another battle that's quite hot at the moment. A guy we haven't seen in the series for quite a long time, Mitch Bulk. Haven't seen him for 12 months, I believe it would be, and Richard Hunter has been doing quite a good job this season, really consolidating himself in this top split, which is always good to see. Now go back to Emerson and Ruggie. Emerson defending up the inside of turn 5, side by side on the entry to 5.
Justin's got that run that you mentioned, the other lap into the...
Oh, here he goes. Oh, just pulls it up too. Oh, a little bit of a touch. And that's moved on.
Wow. What a move.
Hey guys, if I could just quickly interject, my TTR spy guy has contacted me with another little bit of tidbit of information. Reports coming in that the TTR cars have developed a small case of understeer, not hurting Madison so much, but it's becoming an issue for Muggo in some areas of the track.
It's not what he would want to see Justin Ruggie just getting the move done, and knowing that he's going to be quicker now, that he's got that bit of an advantage, he's got that jump.
I might keep a close eye on their lap times. 26.5 last time around for Muggo. This lap is a 26.6.
Justin lost a little bit of time, he done a 27 flat.
That was just that passing.
We'll look at the lap times at the end of the next lap. Go back to this battle between McKnight and McMullen. I'm doing a pretty good job to hold on to this position because McKnight really wants to get this move done.
Just one of those cheese tracks there. It's, track position is so vital here. There's no long straights to get a run on anyone.
It's difficult now, this part of the track, or this track. It's such a fun track to drive, but it's so hard to pass. Probably a track that we're sort of back to what we used to see in regards to passing and things like that. A really, really tough track, but of course next week we'll see another good fun track. We're off to Interlagos next week, the final enduro of this season. 40 laps as well. It's going to be a fantastic race.
I know that's a Grand Prix track in real life, but that was made for the V8 Interlagos. It's an awesome track in this car.
Yeah, great fun. We saw an awesome McMullen's made a mistake, sorry. They're side by side between McKnight and McMullen.
Oh, McKnight.
Here comes McKnight again. McMullen defending that position.
You're right, he's pushing very hard. McKnight, all Marlon will be seeing is blue in those mirrors.
Oh, Marlon just making a few little mistakes. 7 laps to go now. Madison's just started to lap the guys at the back, so see those guys starting to come into play. Then we have a look at the lap times between Muggleton and Ruggier. Ruggier is 0.3 of a second quicker last lap around.
Lee Day hasn't let Tobias skip out. Tobias is still chasing down Lee Ellis. That battle's not over yet either.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm just watching Justin. Very aggressive over the curves now through the S's, so actually looks like he might have a little bit in the car left to possibly push for this second position. Oh,
Dave
Oliver.
Huge slide.
Big moment for Oliver.
Marty Atkins makes another spot.
He's done it again.
He's getting known as the Bradbury of v8 supercars.
Might have to see if they can change the front of that car for next week to Bradbury instead of Atkins or Marty.
Sean Kelly's in front of Renz.
Yeah, Sean Kelly's managed to get the move done on Brookman.
Yeah. Not sure when that happened. We've been looking at too many other battles going on.
It happened at the chicane last lap, guys. I was just listening in on Renz while that was happening. He said something like, "I can't quite fight them anymore."
Not like Renz to give up. I'm sure he'll try and hold off John and not let Sean get away.
I think this is showing the difference in having a lot of practice and no practice. Brookman is just now given up. He can't hold on anymore. He hasn't done a lot of practice this week, so.
It's proof, isn't it, Jay? Even for these top guys, they still need to do the laps to be fast. It's the best bit of advice you can give anyone is to do laps in this car.
Yep. Guys always asking the top fast guys for a good setup. They said before you even worry about getting a good setup, go and do 1,000 laps of the car with the baseline set and then work from there. The experience you get from driving this car count way more than getting a good setup and not being able to drive it. So there's your tips for the day from someone that can't drive this car. Go there and just drive laps.
Muggo just lost 3/10 to Justin Ruggier. He's held up in lap traffic that last lap. Justin's definitely closing that gap.
Live gap saying 9/10 of a second, so he's really on now and still lap traffic ahead. Muggleton will be hoping they get out of the way for him.
During the Grand M Thursday, if you don't get it before the fast chicane, which Muggo's coming up to, you've got to pretty much stay behind them all the way to the start-finish line. You just cannot run too wide through there, through that last sector.
I was pulling over, getting out of the way. Good job from Scott Gray to move out of the way and not get involved in something he doesn't need to be involved in. There'll be 4 laps to go when they cross the line. Madison down now, 7-second lead back to Muggleton and Ruggier. Emerson in 4th, Sean Kelly in 5th, Renz Brookman in 6th, John Latham 7th, Bar Richards in 8th, Lee Ellis in 9th, and Tobias Zerny in 10th position. Back to this 13th, 14th battle, it's still going on. It's out to probably the biggest gap we've seen in about 7 or 8 laps. It's out to half a second.
You know you've been in a race where the biggest gap you've had is half a second. There's quite a bit of damage to the back of Marlon's car actually, so it looks like James McKnight may have got into the back of him somewhere.
Get the move done, and well, Marlon just sliding through turn 1. Back to battle. Brookman in an LMR sandwich, but Kelly in 5th, Brookman in 6th, but Latham in 7th, just trying to hold on.
And they're closing real quick on lap traffic at Christian too.
This could help or hinder someone. This lap traffic. Christian's slowing.
He's not going to move.
Oh
no!
No, Brookman.
Oh, it's hindered Brookman. He's lost the spot to Latham there. He'll be filthy on that.
Now he's got Richards right up behind him again. While you're at the replay on screen, watching Brookman and Richards and Christian still staying involved. And Brookman's got Richards right behind. Managed to get past down the straight. And Richards up the inside. Oh, contacted Brookman, goes around.
They're both around. Bale's managed to keep it semi-straight and Renz has totally gone around.
And that's the end of Brookman.
That's unfortunate. He's having a really good battle there with those guys.
Yeah, Renz will not be very happy at all.
The lead, Dave's managed to get past Tobias and he's all over the back of Lee Ellis, all over the back of Bale now.
Yeah, Richards, Ellis, Day, and Zerny. There'll be 2 laps to go. Madison down about to cross the start finish line to get us to our 2 to go. Now got a 7-second lead back to Josh Muggleton. Only has a second gap back to Justin Ruggier. Richards going to come up to lap traffic again at the same spot. Alice do the same thing up the inside of Richards.
Oh.
No. Oh.
Super deep braking there from Richards.
Alice was deep too.
Yeah, they both were. And Lee Day's sitting behind going, how can I get past these two with only 2 laps to go?
Been a fantastic race to watch tonight for all the action that we'd hoped for, close as we'd hoped for. Mitch Abril, Leighton Fine battle still going on from that incident earlier in the race. Madison now crosses the start-finish line for the final lap. He's getting the white flag.
And another flawless drive from Madison.
been another fantastic driver. He's just consolidated his championship lead this one. Had a pretty much faultless championship since Road Atlanta, that incident with Justin at Road Atlanta. Ever since then, he's been dominant in this championship.
They're talking to a lot of guys at a loss. They don't know what they can do to bridge that gap to Madison.
Yeah, he's just been and found something extra when everyone thought they caught him and found something last season. He's just gone and found something else. Comes around second last corner for the final time. Madison down a fantastic drive tonight. Great qualifying time. It's enough to get him away from the line in first position. Madison now picks up the win. Our return to Barber Motorsports Park. Round 10. Josh Muggleton, his teammate, will cross the line. Great drive for second position. Justin Ruggie will cross for third. John Emerson, great drive as well. Started from second with that great qualifying. Fourth. Ellie Latham Riches. 5th, 6th, 7th. Lee Ellis just holding on from Lee Day. Bryce Zerny in 10th position. Wayne Tolley in 11th. Marlon McMullen's held on to that position from Jason Knight. That's 12th and 13th. Mitch Abril has just held on from Leighton Fine.
Stephen Bradbury comes in at 16th.
Dave Oliver. Gonna have to check the photo finish there between Oliver and Hunter. That was pretty close. Looks like Oliver's just got the spot. Official timing by
Oliver by 100.
Want to be much closer.
Wow, what a race.
There's first and second on screen. Madison down. Josh Muggleton first and second. Once again. Another great effort by the TAS.com TTR team.
The second 1-2, even though the order was reversed between the drivers, the second 1-2 for the Tats.com team, and they're really showing their pace at the end of this season.
Yeah, doing a great job this season. They've done a fantastic job all season. I guess at your boys, Brooksy ANZ Motorsport, you were scratching your head trying to work out what's next.
Yeah, new season, new build. You don't know, it might throw something up for us. But at the moment, no one's got an answer for Madison.
No, he's been dominant this season. Done a fantastic job all season, and look forward to having a chat to him soon. I'm pretty sure he'll be quite excited when he comes and joins us. But I definitely will see a new championship leader after tonight's racing. Wait for the guys to do their burnouts, have a bit of a muck around, then we'll put the results back up on screen so you check those drivers in for a chat. Posing for photos, I think, now. So we'll go to the race results.
Yep.
Madison down winning from Josh Muggleton, Justin Ruggie in 3rd position, John Emerson in 4th, Sean Kelly in 5th, Latham 6th position, Vale Richards in 7th, Lee Ellis in 8th, Lee Day in 9th, Tobias Zerny in 10th position, Wayne Tolley in 11th, Marlon McMullen in 12th, James McKnight 13th position, Gabriel 14th, Leighton Fine in 15th, Marty Atkins, Dave Oliver, Richard Hunter, Mitch Bolton and Simon Black running at the top 20. Got Wayne Hewitt, Scott Gray, Christian and Renz Brookman DNFing unfortunately at the end of the race. Now they're doing their donuts.
Now they're having some fun. Photographer's got his shot.
Of course, as we said, next week we're back to Interlagos. Probably seen some of the best racing we've seen about Supercar season. We're really looking forward to next week. We've got a 40-lap enduro. So last season we did a 30-lap sprint race. So 40 laps is going to be a long race at that track. Really looking forward to it though.
It's a tough track on tyres as well, so it's going to throw a few curveballs, I think, next week.
Cannot wait for it next week. It's going to be a fantastic one, so make sure you join us next Monday night. We will have the drivers in for a chat very, very soon. Of course, our other broadcast this week, the Grand Am Series on Thursday night. Be another good race. No, you enjoyed it last week when we were here at Barber, Brooksy.
Yeah. Oh, it's I love the Grand Am race. It's really good fun.
Week it's at Indianapolis. Oh, sorry, this week. So Thursday night Grand Am Series will be at Indianapolis, 8:45. But we might. Sorry, go Brooksy.
I was going to say the draft's going to be hugely important there. So be good to see. Should mix up the racing quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and close up the front. DP, so that should be good. Now we'll go to get a second place because first isn't here yet. Muggo, another great drive from your team.
Yeah, we seem to be piecing these races together at the end of the season and getting some good results. So yeah, the cars are really good, and Madison had awesome pace. So I just kept making silly mistakes. So yeah, good result. Another 1-2 for Tats.com.
Yeah, touched on that in the broadcast there, Muggo. Was it the pressure from John Emerson and Justin behind making those tiny little run wides, missing the apex, or just not used to the setup?
Just not used to the track, mate. Haven't driven it before today, so I was up against it a bit. Had good pace, but then still, when you're in a race and you find a different bump that you're not used to, and that sort of stuff, it just plays with you a bit. But yeah, John kept the pressure on, so I thought the best way to get rid of him was to back him up into Ruggier and let them two fight it out, and I'll just drive off. So that sort of worked, but then Justin pushed me to the end, which was good. So
might go to Madison next. Well done, Muggo, by the way. We'll go to Mad. Another great win tonight.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, getting to turn one first was key in that. Pretty tough track to pass, and qualified well, and had pretty good race pace, and was able to just get to the lead there and drive away while Muggo backed him up, as he said. So yeah, great for Tats.com again. Another 1-2 this week. Not quite as close as last week, but still pretty good.
You guys are really showing some pace this end of the season. Good to see. Any setup tips out there for the other guys?
To be honest, we've been pretty much using the same setup most of the season, really, and I like a lot of the guys have picked up on in the forums and stuff like that. You've got to set the cars up a fair bit softer than the seasons previous, so we've just been setting them up softer, and I posted a setup in the forum at Road Atlanta earlier this season. I don't know if you guys have used that, and really the setup's not too dissimilar to that one, so yeah, just go and grab that.
Justin, are you taking notes firstly?
I can't drive on them boys' setup. It doesn't come through the other end cleanly, I don't think. But,
yeah, awesome battle you had with John Emerson there, but managed to get past, not quite enough though to get Muggo at the end.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I am really struggling just to sort of drive a different way that I'd usually drive, really. Just, you sort of squeeze the throttle just a little bit to get better drive, and next minute's like speedway. So yeah, it was difficult, mate. I had to pass him, but pass him cleanly and not lose too much to Muggo. And I knew he was not blocking, but he held the inside line, and I had a pretty good run on the outside. And yeah, just didn't have enough. I just used too much time. Couldn't really caught Muggo, but then the distance sort of stayed the same towards the end there.
Are you finding you got to drift the car a bit more this season, Justin, than previous seasons? Slide it through corners a bit more?
Yeah, I seem to have to crack the throttle sort of on the entry just to turn the car a bit more, but you can't. I'm finding it very hard to be consistent to drive like that, where I like to roll into the corner and then just squeeze the throttle nice and gently and drive out nice and smooth. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Some updates going to come, and hopefully it'll suit the way that I drive. But yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've turned this car upside down, mate, and I've tried to make it consistent. But yeah, not having much luck at the moment.
Sure, it'll turn around soon enough, mate. Now we'll go to Lee Ellis. Next to Lee, you and Tobias, and also Lee Day. What an awesome battle you guys had tonight.
Yeah, I know. My aim for the night was to beat Lee Day. I see we're pretty close in Div 2 Championship. I don't know how it's going to go, but that was my aim, and I did it. So I'm pretty happy. Even though it's 8th, I'm still pretty happy.
Also battling for 4th and 5th in the overall championship as well, mate.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I think there's a few people that haven't completed all the weeks, like Vale, and I think there's a few others, but no, it'll be great to see if I can get top 5 or something. See what happens.
Might go to Tobias next. Another good race for you, Tobias. A little bit lost a little bit of position at the end there, but another good battle you had.
Yeah, it was a really tough battle. I had no chance to have a one free lap. Either there was a car in front or behind, and just had to concentrate on the others, try not to hit them, and it was a hard battle. I was lucky that Lady just made one mistake and I could pass him, but yeah, then I got a bad run out of the corner, and I tried to defend, but it worked out, and the total lap was bad, and I lost 2 seconds, and then yeah, I just hope that there might be an accident or something so that we could gain another position. The way they were battling, it was not unlikely. So, but in the end, top 10 position, very happy with it. That's a good
Great.
result.
Yeah, good result, mate. Another good drive. You've been pretty consistent there. I think you're in the top 10 overall in the championship now as well.
Yep. This is quite nice. Yeah, this was not my aim. My aim was top 15 or something, and it's now I'm top 10. It's pretty happy with it.
Oh, well done, mate. We'll go to Dave Oliver. A little bit of a disappointing struggle tonight, mate, but not a bad race, though. It was good to watch.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. I progressed a couple. I think it was 2 places, so I'm pretty happy with that. So to be within a few seconds of the top guys this round, I'm actually quite surprised at because I haven't had much practice. So, but either way, I had a bit of fun drifting around. It kind of felt like my rally car a little bit, so that was always a bit of a plus.
We might
Is
go.
this,
Sorry, go.
sorry,
Brooksy.
I was
Go.
just going to ask Dave if he's enjoying his time at LMR running with John Latham, Sean Kelly, those guys.
Yeah, I have been actually. It's been pretty good. I've definitely improved, which is really good, and just aiming, having some faster guys to aim at, and feed off and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's definitely been a good season at LMR.
The guys over at LMR, they actually battle with pace-wise this year, so it's been good to see those guys back up near the front again. Now, morning night for Rensbrook. We'll go to Rens next. Firstly, good to see you back out in the car, mate.
Yeah, I thought I'd jump in a race again. Did some laps earlier this week. Truck was not too bad, but in the race, my car just felt like a drift car, so I was struggling a little bit. And
Morning end as well, obviously.
Yeah, very disappointing end. I think I need to take a break for a while. This does not suit me at the moment, the way the car drives. And
also the battle you're having with Sean and John, that was great to watch.
yeah, up until back marker came along. But that was just
right. I don't know what to say to that. You're exactly right. We might wrap it up. Firstly, before we do that, next week, boys, big endurance race at Interlagos. You're looking forward to that, no doubt.
Yep, sure am.
Wicked track too. I really like going there, so I'll be looking forward to it.
You only like it for the Brazilian girls, don't you?
Yeah. Well, actually, send me on a trip over there. Jay, can you put your hand in the pocket or what?
I heard they're looking for soccer referees if you want to go. We might wrap it up. Thanks again to Reese in the pits. Brooksy, thanks tonight. You've done an awesome job, and you're welcome in to come and help out Monday nights anytime you like.
Thanks for having me, Jay. It's my first V8 race. First Grand Am the other night, now first V8. I'm ticking all the boxes in 1 week. But thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it. Great
No
racing.
worries, mate. No worries, a pleasure. Thanks again, Reece. Awesome job in the pits. You'll be working hard next week after a little bit of a rest tonight.
Yeah, I definitely will, guys. It's going to be an interesting race into Lagos.
Thanks for watching. You've been watching round 10 of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series, proudly presented by V8's Online Superstore, Direct Clutch Services, and V8 Supercars Fan Group. Your winner for round 10 from Barber was Madison Down.